It's like emotional déjà vu. The same story, different face. You meet someone, and the connection is electric. You feel seen, chosen, pulled in like this is finally the one. But before long, you're back in that old place again, anxious, overanalyzing, and aching for a crumb of clarity. Why does this always happen? Why are the people who feel like home the same ones who leave you starving? Welcome back, Love Alchemist. Let me say this, you are not broken. You've just been conditioned, and now you're becoming aware of it. The fact that you're even watching this, it means you're already interrupting the old cycle. You're not just craving love, you're ready to receive it fully. But first we have to name what's really been pulling the strings. Not just the people you've attracted, but the story your nervous system believed was safe. Let's bring that truth into the light and start to rewrite the script for good. To understand this, we need to talk about your attachment style. Think of it as your internal blueprint for how relationships work, and it was shaped when you were very young. Based on how your caregivers showed up or didn't, this blueprint is like a pre-programmed GPS. If your parents were consistently warm, responsive, and emotionally present, your GPS was likely set to secure. You learned deep down that love was reliable, and if you reached for it, it would be there. But for many of us, that care was inconsistent. Sometimes they were nurturing, other times distracted, overwhelmed, or emotionally unavailable. That unpredictability creates a deep, lingering anxiety. As a child, you never knew which version of your caregiver you'd get, so you became hyper-aware. A master mood reader, you learned to scan, adjust, work for connection. Your nervous system stayed on high alert, bracing for the shift. Your needs were met just often enough to keep you hopeful, but not enough to feel safe. This pattern is called intermittent reinforcement, and it's one of the most powerful psychological hooks there is. It's the same mechanism that makes slot machines addictive. The maybe keeps you coming back. The unpredictability becomes the reward. So now, as an adult, your nervous system is wired to see that same push-pull not as a red flag, but as love. The anxiety, the longing, the euphoric high when they finally give you attention. Your brain mistakes that chaos for chemistry. You don't realize it, but you've learned to confuse a spark with survival. So when you meet someone who runs hot and cold, who gives you laser focus one day and disappears the next, your childhood GPS lights up and says, "Ah, yes, this feels familiar." Your subconscious isn't chasing pain, it's chasing resolution. It's trying to rewrite the past, to return to the original wound, and finally win the love you never got. It's a quiet, desperate hope that this time, you'll be enough to make the unavailable person stay. That this time, you'll finally prove your worthiness. This pattern often plays out in one of the most common and most painful relationship dynamics, when someone with an anxious attachment style is drawn to someone who's avoidant. If any of this sounds familiar, you might see yourself in the anxious side of the spectrum. Anxious types crave closeness, need reassurance, and carry a deep fear of being left. They're experts at reading a partner's moods, and often put someone else's needs far ahead of their own. People might call them clingy or needy, but in reality, those are survival strategies. Ways the brain learned to lock down a connection that feels like it could disappear at any second. Avoidant types, on the other hand, learned early that emotional closeness was unreliable, unsafe, or simply not available. So they adapted by valuing independence above all else. To them, intimacy can feel like a loss of freedom. So they keep people at arm's length, sidestep deep conversations, and pull away right when things start to feel real. When these two styles meet, it creates a magnetic but painful dance. The anxious partner leans in, seeking to close the gap. The avoidant partner leans out, seeking space. The more one pursues, the more the other retreats, until both are stuck in a cycle that confirms each person's deepest fear. I'm not enough, for the anxious one, and I'll lose myself, for the avoidant one. It's an exhausting loop, and if you've ever been in it, you know how much it can wear down your self-worth, your confidence, your clarity, and your heart. If you're listening to this and thinking, wait, I relate to both sides, you might be dealing with what's called disorganized attachment. And that can make relationships feel even more intense and confusing. I've made a whole video breaking that down. I'll link it in the description, and you'll see it pop up at the top of your screen at the end of this video. So, how do you actually step off this roller coaster? How do you reprogram that old GPS? It's not about blaming your caregivers or shaming yourself. It's about doing the conscious work to heal the pattern at the root. Here are 4 steps to get you started. Step 1. Recognize your own unavailability. This one can be a tough pill to swallow, trust me. I've had to choke it down myself. If you consistently attract emotionally unavailable people, it's because, on some level, you are emotionally unavailable yourself. That's not a flaw. It's a brilliant defense mechanism. Your fear of abandonment is so big that you subconsciously choose partners who can't get close enough to ever truly leave you. By picking someone who's guaranteed to keep you at a distance, you protect yourself from the raw vulnerability of being fully seen and possibly rejected. It's safer to stay in the familiar ache of the almost relationship than to risk the intimacy you deeply crave. The first step is radical honesty. Ask yourself, how am I avoiding true intimacy? Step 2. Acknowledge and grieve the original wound. You can't heal a wound you pretend isn't there. This didn't start with your last relationship. It started in childhood, when your need for safe, consistent love wasn't met. Let yourself feel the sadness, the frustration, even the anger. Grieve for the little kid who had to work so hard to earn affection. Grieve for the safety and consistency you should have had. This isn't about blame. It's about validating your story. When you finally see that your longing for an unavailable partner is really an old hope that a caregiver will finally show up, the pattern starts to lose its grip. You stop trying to fix the past by replaying it in the present. Step 3. Learn to appreciate the boring of secure love. After years on the emotional roller coaster, a healthy, secure relationship can feel boring. No chase, no drama. They text back. They follow through. They are consistent. To a nervous system hooked on chaos, this can feel like no chemistry. But boring isn't boring. It's peace. It's stability. It's safety. You have to consciously reframe it. Give the boring person a real chance. Learn to appreciate the steady rhythm of consistency. Teach your body that this calm is what love is supposed to feel like. Step 4. Become your own safe place. The core wound of anxious attachment is believing your worth depends on someone else's approval. Healing means being the source of your own security. When you feel that familiar spike of anxiety because someone seems distant, resist the urge to chase or demand reassurance. Turn inward instead. Ask yourself, what do I need right now to feel safe? And then give it to yourself. A walk, a call with a friend, 5 minutes of deep breathing. Build a life so full and nourishing that a partner is an incredible bonus, not the foundation holding it all together. When you validate your own worth and calm your own fears, you stop needing someone else to do it for you, which ironically makes you lose interest in the people who never could anyway. Breaking this pattern isn't about finding the right person. It's about becoming the right person for yourself. It's realizing that the pull toward emotionally unavailable people isn't fate or chemistry, but a signal from a younger part of you that's still waiting to be seen, loved, and safe. It's not destiny. It's an echo from the past, asking to be healed. When you start recognizing your own protective walls and grieve and forgive what you didn't get, you start learning to welcome the calm of secure love and building your own foundation of safety. That's when everything shifts. You recalibrate your internal GPS. You stop chasing someone else to complete you because you've already created that wholeness within. And that's when something beautiful happens. You no longer settle for the rush of the chase. You start attracting partners who aren't just exciting in the moment, but are truly available and ready for the deep, steady, safe love you've always deserved. So today, choose your peace, choose your freedom. You deserve a healthy love. Because when you choose yourself, amazing new opportunities open up. If this video spoke to you, drop a heart in the comments. And if you want more on healing, breaking patterns, and manifesting love and abundance, subscribe to the Love Alchemy Code.